The following contains spoilers for the upcoming season of Game of Thrones. Hey guys, today I'm bringing you the second part of a video that I published a few days ago. In this video I'm bringing you more deaths in which some are confirmed by leaked plot, some of them are confirmed by leaked photos, while some are only supported by my theory. A theory which is substantiated and created simply by putting 2 and 2 together, by puzzling out all leaked photos and events from leaked plot. Let's start with explaining events that will lead Euron to death. And on that journey, we will also come to deaths of Obara and Ymeria's Sand, while Illyria and her daughter Taine are firstly going to be captured, whereupon are going to be executed as well. In this video, you will also be introduced with the death of Cersei Lannister, which is going to be the result of her marrying Euron and partly of her becoming the Mad Queen. So, as I've already said, let's start with explaining all events that will lead Euron to marry Cersei, and on that journey we will come to all deaths that I mentioned. It's important for you at this point to know that Jaime with Lannister army, along with Randall and his Tarly army, will get ambushed by Daenerys riding Drogon along with her Dothraki horde. While they are marching home with carriages full of goods loaded from Highgarden, whereupon Randall is going to be executed for his treason for pledging his army to Lannister's cause. After this defeat, the only Cersei's ally, Tarly army, will be weak, while Lannister army, we cannot say it's going to be weak, but won't be powerful as it once had been. This alliance between Cersei and Randall, along with Dany's ambush and Randall's death, I've explained in Confirmed Deaths Part 1, so for more details feel free to check it out. At this point Cersei will be desperate. There are enemies all around her, and her ally will be lost, while her army won't be powerful enough to destroy all of her enemies. That's the moment which Euron will have to take advantage of. That's his opportunity to marry a queen, and as leaked photos are confirming, that's an opportunity which Euron will grab with both hands. That's the moment in which Euron will come to King's Landing after he successfully defeated Yara along with the Sand Snakes. That's the moment in which Euron will come and parade with his prisoners, and is going to pledge his army and Iron Fleet to Cersei. But in return, Cersei will have to marry him, similar deal as he had for Daenerys. That's a deal which Cersei will accept. That's a deal which will bring her hopes that her reign is going to last a little bit longer. That's a deal which Cersei knows she has to accept, or otherwise her reign is over. But let's get a little bit back on that fleet battle between Euron Greyjoy against Yara and Theon Greyjoy with their Ironborn fleet, supported by the Sand Snakes and their army. This fleet battle is not a big surprise, since Yara and Theon, along with Dany's ally, are going to try to retake the kingdom of the Iron Islands from Euron, who has also started building 1,000 ships in previous season. However, as my predictions supported by the leaked plot and leaked photos a few months ago were that Theon Greyjoy has arrived at Dragonstone and later had been beaten up by the Ironborn man because he either ran away or was sent off by Yara upon noticing that defeat is certain. Defeat in which Obara and Ymeriah are going to die, while Illyria Sand and her daughter Taine are going to get captured along with Yara. All this came true about a month ago, as I've already showed you leaked photos as I've proof in my previous videos. As we can see from leaked photos, Yara, Illyria and Taine will be captured after Euron destroys their fleet and will parade through the streets of King's Landing, which could be considered as the biggest spoiler for the upcoming season. From leaked photos, we can see Euron Greyjoy and his horse, which is decked out in Greyjoy-looking faceplate, leading Yara in chains through the streets full of King's Landing citizens who are welcoming their new hero, Euron Greyjoy. Those same citizens that once were cheering for Joffrey after he demanded from Sir Ilyn Payne to bring him Eddard Stark's head. Yara won't be the only one who is going to parade through the streets of King's Landing. They're also captured Illyria Sand and her daughter Taine. These scenes in which Euron is parading with his prisoners will represent Euron's parading through the streets of King's Landing, parading all the way to the Red Keep. It's now certain that Euron is going to beat Yara and the Sand Snakes, but it's unknown if he is going to defeat them because of his experience in fleet battles or because he built so many ships, 1,000 of them as he promised he will, and simply outnumber them. It's also certain that Euron will pledge his Iron Fleet to Cersei in the upcoming season, but in return Cersei will have to marry him, similar deal as he had for Daenerys, but that time his siblings were faster. In this very moment there are not leaked photos which could confirm fate of Yara, Illyria and Taine after they paraded through the streets of King's Landing, but in my opinion, with two sick villains such as Euron and Cersei, I don't even want to imagine what's going to happen to them. especially to the Sand Snakes, which are most likely going to be brutally tortured by Cersei, as a revenge for killing her daughter Myrcella, whereupon they are going to be executed. To me personally, the fact that Euron is going to defeat Yara and the Sand Snakes in a fleet battle isn't surprising at all, since Euron Greyjoy is wildly unpredictable, a cunning strategist, and a warrior that possesses pro-military tactic skills. Euron has spent the last few years as a pirate, roving from Old Town to Kart and beyond, while his longship by the name of Silence is the most famous ship, mostly because of the fact that the Silence is crewed by mutes as a result of Euron ripping out their tongues, only in favor to achieve silence on his ship. As Euron said himself, "I needed silence." It's going to be interesting to see crew of Euron's longship, especially now that we also know that Conor McGregor will be one of the pirates belonging to Euron's crew. So yeah, Euron's victory over Yara's fleet supported by Sand Snakes is not surprising for me. But while Yara is going to be captured, I don't think she is going to be executed. While on the other hand, I'm sure that captured Illyrian Sand and her daughter Taine are going to be brutally tortured by Cersei, whereupon they are going to be executed. In this video so far, we've had deaths of Illyria, Taine, Obara and Nymeria Sand. Now let's focus on death of two villains, death of Cersei and Euron. While deaths of Sand Snakes are confirmed by leaked plot and leaked photos, death of Euron and Cersei are corroborated only by my theory. A theory which is, as I've said in the beginning of this video, substantiated and created simply by putting two and two together, by puzzling out all leaked photos and events that are going to happen in the upcoming season based on leaked plot, a theory which I've already brought to you guys in one of my previous videos, with a little change this time. This theory of mine would start at the scene from Dragon Pit, in which all main characters will attend, and by the way, it's confirmed. On that meeting, 17 major characters are going to attend, which makes these scenes having a big role in Season 7 and the outcome of that meeting, which is going to be organized by Daenerys and Jon in favor to show all the lords the real threat that all of them are facing, in favor to unite all their armies to stand a chance against the undead army, is going to have a great importance for the events to come in Season 8, considering that most probably this scene is going to be released in Season 7 finale. While all the lords and powerful people are going to agree with Daenerys and will agree to unite all of their armies, all but Cersei. Cersei won't consider the situation as everyone else does. Cersei will welcome the undead army. In her opinion, the White Walkers along with their White Horde are going to defeat all of her enemies, which would only benefit her. According to leaked plot, Jaime will come to Cersei and ask her for permission to lead Lannister army to the north to join the Great Battle, to join all other armies. But Cersei will refuse his request, along with telling him her opinion about the undead army, which I've already told you a few moments ago. After which Jaime is going to be speechless, Jaime won't believe what she just said. Additionally, by my theory, in that moment Cersei will also announce to Jaime that she is going to marry Euron in a few days. Meanwhile, according to leaked plot, Jaime will, before Cersei's confession, already meet with Tyrion and Davos, meeting in which Tyrion is going to try to convince his brother Jaime to join him, to join the, we can call it, good side, but Jaime is going to refuse, with a statement that he's a Lannister and that he would never betray his sister. Well, that's Jaime's opinion before knowing Cersei's opinion about the undead army, and before Cersei's announcement about marrying Euron. As a result of all of that, Jaime will decide to kill his once beloved sister and lover. Jaime, who is also known by the nickname of Kingslayer, will now become a Queenslayer, but once again Jaime will save a lot of innocent lives. Let's get back on that day in which Cersei is going to be killed. Let's get back on the events that will happen earlier that day. By my theory, Jaime, disappointed by Cersei's opinion, will think about leaving King's Landing and support the living side with his experience in leading army. That same day, Cersei will get married to Euron Greyjoy, a marriage in which love won't exist, a marriage which Cersei will accept only to gather bigger army, while Jaime will finish his preparations to leave King's Landing. Just before Jaime leaves King's Landing, he's going to feel the need to see Cersei once again, and to tell her that he is leaving, and is going to support the living side, while Cersei won't show her feelings. Not to mention, by my theory, Cersei will mock him. Cersei will tell him that she doesn't need him anymore, that she now has her husband who has the biggest fleet and solid amount of army to support her. Jaime, frustrated by those Cersei statements, encouraged by the fact that she and Euron won't send their armies to the north, armies that the living side desperately needs, Jaime will decide to kill her, to strangle Cersei to death, along with killing Euron, most likely with someone else's help. After that, Jaime will join the, we can call it war between life and death, along with Lannister army. If this theory comes true, which I truly believe it will, it would also fit perfectly to Game of Thrones series and to Jaime's whole life story as well. In conclusion, that of the Sand Snakes is confirmed, while that of Cersei and Euron is only supported by my theory, a theory which is simply product of my mind, or should I call it overthinking. A theory which might but also might not come true. There are also deaths of Benjen Stark and Taurus of Myr, but I won't talk about that again because I've already made a video about it, but in case you didn't, feel free to check it out. And don't forget to participate in brand new giveaway in which you have a chance to win $100 Amazon gift card. Link is in the description down below. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to subscribe to our channel, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.